In case you guys didn't watch my homelessness in Grand Prairie video, I might not know that I'm from Grand Prairie, Alberta, Canada. Listen, I kind of like the city. I think that it's run fairly poorly, and this is another great example of that. I love Alberta, don't get me wrong. Canada is a little touch and go. Grand Prairie is just being run like an absolute shitbox. It is a city of about 70,000 people, give or take, right now. The last time that we took census, it said around 69. Nice. But it's, I don't know, somewhere around that. And we got a service area of about 100,000 people. And it's going fucking bonkers because of this stupid coof. And I know we were pretty heavy on the first video when it comes to the coof, but this cannot be overstated. Listen, this is an accurate, up-to-date map, okay? We don't know what the numbers are right now because I think they get released around fucking 5 o'clock local time, and I could give a shit. I'll be editing this video before I throw it up anyways. But what we have right now, since the beginning, since that this shit has come into our location, our area of the province, we've had 267 cases of it. Like I said, a population of 70,000 people, 70,000 people. And in a province of about, what is it, about 4 million, just about 4 million right now. Yeah, a service area of 100,000 people, like I said, 267 cases. 91 of those are active. Only two fucking people have died. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, active cases right now, 93. 93. And we are going through some absolutely fucking bonkers shit right now. Hardly what I'd call a hotspot, but if you're going to be an overreactive, authoritarian-leaning shitbag in power, well, guess what? You're going to take advantage of that because right now, we, as of Monday, have a mandatory face covering bylaw for, like I said, 91 active cases. Now, I know we're not the only city to be going through this right now. There's a bunch of other retarded municipalities out there, and I'm sure you might live in one right now, or at least be adjacent to one, where you have to wear a face mask. Otherwise, yeah, the city of Grand Prairie is leading with an education-first approach. No, they're just telling you what to think. They're not telling you how to think. They're not even asking you to run the numbers for yourself, which I did for you, by the way. However, failure to adhere to the bylaw may result in a $100 fine for not wearing a fucking face mask, something that is highly contentious, to be completely honest. And I cannot tell you how fucking fed up I am with this country. Honestly, taxes keep going up. Opportunities keep going down because they're getting shipped out because we have a shitbag of a fucking prime minister. And yeah, like I've said before, even in the earlier video, yeah, okay, especially with the Boris Johnson lockdown. Oh yeah, it's only going to be in place until, what is it, December 2nd? Yeah, then we'll probably lift it. They aren't going to be probably lifting it, by the way. Yeah, and then this bylaw here, 267 total cases over the span of 9 months. The bylaw is valid until January 31st, 2021. Yeah, they're just, skipping the foreplay, not even telling you that, oh yeah, it might be lifted by Black Friday or, fucking Boxing Day, which is in Canada, it's our version of Black Friday. That's when all the really good savings go on. Not like I'd be participating this year because I don't want to be around a bunch of Karens who think that you need to wear your face mask all the time, but Grand Prairie has gone ahead and done that for you. Now listen, the groups of people who are exempt from this bylaw, it's your exact same, fucking list of unhinged individuals, and to me this is just the precursor to another lockdown, which we don't need, which we will be getting. And I'm sure if any city out there that you live in, regardless of city or state, unless you're in the UK right now, then everything's just shut down, fully anticipate your state, your city, your province to be locking down in the very near future and instilling a bunch of very unwanted and very unneeded procedures and protocols like we have here at the Alberta level. The Alberta government blocking federal COVID alert app because we already have one here because we've had so many COVID cases, right? My God, we cannot escape this fucking lunacy. The Jason Kenney government is blocking the federal COVID alert app because we already have one from being used in Alberta, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau alleged in an Edmonton radio interview Friday. Now, the reason that there is such high hostility between Justin Trudeau, because he's a fucking moron, and Jason Kenney is because they both belong to the different political parties. Apparently, they're on different wings of the spectrum, but Jason Kenney is a conservative and Justin Trudeau is a communist liberal. He's a liberal. He's the Prime Minister of the Liberal Party, and like it or lump it, he's going to be there for 4 full years because the NDP has no goddamn backbone and they won't actually, stand up for the real problems in the world, but that's neither here nor there. The app will be a lot more useful when the province decides to give people the ability to plug in the codes, Trudeau said in an interview with 630 CHED, which is just Edmonton's news outlet. That's all that's missing, and we really hope that people will take on every tool we possibly can to fight COVID-19. Well, I'd like to take on one tool. The comments came 3 months after federal government launched the COVID Alert app. I hate these fucking tracking apps because you know exactly what they're going to be used for. They're just going to be used for population management, and I don't think that's a conspiracy theory at this point. They want you to install them in your phone, and then that way a Bluetooth access is available to everybody around you, and they can freely, without any sort of pushback, track your every movement. Something I'm not exactly a big fan of, but out of my safety, there's a lot of people that will exchange safety, or rather exchange freedom under the guise of safety. And this is another one of those classic, the Patriot Act. Oh yeah, we're just going to be we're just give up all of these freedoms because the bad brown guys might come in and fly a plane into a building again. It's a better way to go about this than to use a stupid app? Oh, I don't know. Just fucking deal with it. It's not killing anybody in record fucking numbers, you assholes. Listen, if COVID was as deadly as the Ebola plague or as life-threatening as cancer, then yeah, okay, maybe we'd take a look at different procedures, but never, ever, ever sign up willingly for a tracking app. Are you fucking out of your mind? No, but most people are. Everybody probably has a Karen story at this point. Where's your mask? Don't stand so close. What are you doing? Just a bunch of fucking useless sheep, and that is all they are. But of course I had to drag my favorite politician in here because I am so sick and tired of Canada. I cannot tell you. I am so hopeful Trump wins in a few days because I think in the next 4 years I might be crossing the border as long as it opens up, and frankly, if Trudeau's still here, and he's going to be here for another 3 years because for some reason out east and in BC he's wildly popular because he legalized pot, which is another unintended consequence of legalizing marijuana. Very undesirable politicians get in on the back of that because that's the only thing that young people really care about. Man, I just want to get stoned because everything sucks. No, everything sucks because you keep electing idiots and they make terrible decisions when it comes to the laws. Duh. You know what? Go to the root cause when you actually want to try to diagnose a problem, you fucking assholes. But let's see what the Prime Minister of Peace has to say about the attacks that happened in Nice, and earlier today it would have been about Lyon, but I don't think he really knew what was going on. He was probably too busy taking some Arab cock in his fucking ass. Sorry to be so descriptive, but it's accurate. Trudeau says freedom of expression has limits after French terror attacks. Meanwhile, everybody is condemning Islamic terrorism. And by everybody, I mean leaders with backbones. We had yesterday, Trump was closing down travel from Syria and I forget the other place. But yeah, he took proactive measures like he did with the Chinese travel ban. And here's our little fucking drama teacher with a poodle carpet strapped to his head. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's response to Islamic terrorist attack in France has attracted criticism, as it should, after he said freedom of expression is not without limits. Trudeau was commenting on a series of events that have rocked the French nation after a French teacher was beheaded for showing students a Charlie Hebdo cartoon which depicted the Prophet Muhammad. Let me just read that sentence again because it's fucking insane that he doesn't say, yeah, no, that's shit's fucking retarded. Trudeau was commenting on a series of events that rocked the French nation after a teacher showed a Charlie Hebdo cartoon that depicted the Prophet Muhammad. Showing a cartoon leads to somebody losing their fucking head. Do you see that these radicals, these fucking extremists, not all Muslims, people, understand that, but where are all of the terrorist attacks coming from? Where are they coming from? Feel free to answer, because there is an answer to this. All of them come from Islamic terrorism. Okay? At least, in the past 20 years. There, that's as far as I'm going to hedge my bets. While the French President Emmanuel Macron expressed support for the nation's secularism, Justin Trudeau implied that there was no point in doing things that unnecessarily hurt others. What a fucking bitch. What does he think? Does he think that if he's nice to the terrorist, it's going to be the... Nice is not a virtue, people. Nice is a rabbit in the forest, okay? It doesn't harm anybody, but you know what? It does nothing good to further a society. You want to be strong. You want to be the man who knows how to wield his sword, but doesn't use it. It is better to be a warrior in a garden than to be a gardener in a war. And we have the chief Pussy Willow in charge. And here's the absolute brainlet fucking take in the entire world. Trudeau told reporters in French, by the way, language in our multicultural society that, a percentage, not even close to being half, speak fluently because we have segregation built into our constitution, that he would always defend freedom of expression. Oh good, that would be a great place to stop. But freedom of expression is not without limits. No, it's called freedom of expression for a reason. Because it is supposed to be free. Not if it hurts other people. Because when do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line? Hate speech? No. Insulting people? No. It'll never be enough, because it's never enough for this shithead. Trudeau continued by equating the cartoon of Prophet Muhammad with crying fire in a crowded theater. This is preposterous. We don't have the right, for example, to cry fire in a crowded cinema. There's always limits. In a pluralistic, diverse, and respectful society like ours, nothing about this video is respectful in regards to this second-generation communistic piece of shit. We must be aware of the impact of our words, our actions on others, particularly these communities and populations who still experience enormous discrimination. There is so much to unpack in that one sentence. There is only respect coming from one side of the aisle. You see this with every single riot and every single protest out there. It's these good liberals that think that they're doing such great for the world, but as soon as you step up against them, they are the ones to shriek the loudest. They are the ones to hurl the N-word at black police officers. They are the ones who are going to call you a race traitor, a gender traitor, if they even still believe in gender, but when they're trying to use pejoratives, it doesn't much matter. They eventually revert back to what they know is actually true. And we must be aware of the impact of our words, because feelings are the most important. They are the governing factor in Canada. And which populations, Justin, still experience enormous discrimination? He has driven a wedge in society since he's been elected in 2015 with the Native American community, or the Native population, and the rest of society. He's not doing anything about it. He's just saying that, things are tough for them. He's not doing anything about it, though. He's just agitating one side of the argument, saying that they need, more treatment. They need a better living condition. Meanwhile, there was quite a bit of peace and harmony. We live up here in Grand Prairie around several different Native reservations. We've worked alongside these people on pipelines, in warehouse stores. I've gone to school. Most of my friends growing up were Native. I'm part Native. I don't need to be talked down to like I'm some kind of a helpless individual. Neither did they. They were all excellent students when they weren't stoned. But is there problems in that community? Yes. Are they exclusive to that community? No. He's just a racist of low expectations. You know that old George W. quote, the only thing that he was ever good for? The soft bigotry of low expectations. He's seen a little pet project that Barack Obama built with blacks and Black Lives Matter, and he wanted a piece of that for himself. So he reignited the tensions. They were long since settled and figured out. But no, he took that wedge and he drove it right in there. And he wants to create another wedge. He wants to do exactly what the Democrats in the States do. He wants to import votes. Oh, you don't believe me? Well, meanwhile, while he's in the middle of shutting down the country and everything, Trudeau government to increase immigration levels over the next 3 years. Listen, Canada is a great place. Canada is a very accepting place as long as you come in and you assimilate to society. Don't come in and want to enact your shitty policies, which you fled from in order to come here and prosper. And that is what he wants. He just wants more people. He just thinks that more people equals more votes. The Trudeau government announced on Friday they will be increasing immigration levels over the next 3 years as part of a strategy for economic recovery. Listen, Stephen Harper, the guy who he replaced because a bunch of fucking brain-dead assholes thought that this drama teacher would be such a better improvement, such a vast improvement. He was all for immigration, and I liked his stance on it. It needs to be skilled immigration. You can't just be bringing in people wholesale by the fucking boatload if they aren't doing fuck all. Listen, we aren't surrounded by countries that are in the middle of a war-torn crisis, as much as a bunch of sensationalists, where's my beanie, would like for you to believe. We are one of the furthest places away for anybody who is seeking asylum from a war-torn country could possibly come. And the only reason that they'd come here is because, A, we have a small population, a huge land mass size, and, you know what, relatively we are doing very well when it comes to economic prosperity, and they want a piece of that, and they don't want to do anything for it. Listen, the skilled population that wants to come in here, they want to immigrate in order to, take advantage of the wonderful society that we do have here. By all means, please come in, please speak the language. And if you live in Quebec for whatever fucking reason, even though that place is a failed state at this point, speak French. Come over to Alberta. There's a lot of shit going on here. And if you're a skilled, high work ethic individual, by all means, please come over here because we need more of you and less of these babbling assholes that like to take these remedial jobs for next to no pay and will work off the books as well. And like it says here, despite being in a second wave, not really, of COVID-19 cases, Immigration Minister Marco Mendicino said they were looking at admitting 1.2 million immigrants in the next 3 years. That's because that's how long his term will be if he doesn't get voted out, because he is a minority leader in government. But like I said before, he has the NDP just fucking sucking his dick for the next however fucking long he's in here. So there's no hope of a vote of non-confidence actually passing through, because he's further to the left than the NDP used to be, and I've been through that already, whatever. The numbers will look like this. So basically 400,000 people, give or take, keep going up by 10,000 each concurring year. Terrific. And where are they going to be going? Well, if he wants to keep them in his backyard, in one of his many houses, by all means, but I could see them flooding into Saskatchewan, not doing anything great for them. Manitoba, but why don't you ship them up to the territories? There's lots of land there. No? Oh, you just want to make them as comfortable as possible, so they will vote red. And voting red in Canada has a very different connotation than voting red in the States, by the way, and most of the rest of the world. You know that voting red means, well, I'll just defer to the meth-riddled president who had a sunroof installed in his head one day in Dallas. Oh, it's about approaching the date for an anniversary here. Better dead than red. Even though in private he very much walked that back. But I do like the sentiment because, make no mistake, Justin Trudeau is a socialist. And if given the opportunity, he would make Canada a communist country. Because, listen, the provisions are already in our Constitution, our Bill of Rights. We aren't as free as some people like to think because, well, we're so close to the United States. Therefore, we automatically infer that their rights and their privileges are equally afforded to us in Canada. But there are quite a few and quite important tweaks to the society in which we live. But if you want to abolish the Electoral College, all of you leftists out there, you will be stuck with idiots like Justin Trudeau, because then it becomes a tyranny of numbers and not of ideas. Never forget, this was the same asshole who said, when questioned about the appointment of his cabinet positions in government, why is it 50% women and 50% men, even though the electorate in his party at that time was 33% women, give or take a couple of percentage points, because it's 2015. He will never take responsibility for any of his actions, and therefore not a good person. And that is about the nicest way I can put my feelings on him. I don't want to be in Canada anymore. Like I said, I love Alberta. Grande Prairie is fucking atrocious for several reasons. As soon as we have the opportunity to escape this, the mayor in town's a sissy. Jason Kenney is about the same as Boris Johnson, and maybe Trudeau will one day just wither away wearing a housecoat, coddling a small dog while he goes to visit his friend in the hospital. But I don't wish him any ill will, contrary to popular belief. I just hope his ethic violations will eventually catch up to him. Not fucking likely around here, but I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you guys to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.